Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Hope you're well. It's been an absolute massacre. So, yeah. Not good, not good, not good. I'm nice and zoomed in here. I mean, let's just take a little look out. I mean, look. I mean, yeah. It's not looking good, but the positive sign is copium, copium, copium. Wait for it, wait for the copium. It can't go down for much longer, surely, right?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Possibly. But that's why we do these videos, jokes aside, to see what the next highest probability plays are. So we're going to zoom in here because I've got quite a few levels at the bottom here that I want you to look at that are all clumped together. The reason I've got these is, long story short, if we go to the downside, I'll tell you a little story about this first line in a minute, and we'll look more on the order flow chart because this is the most interesting thing right now. But essentially, if we do continue to the downside later, I want you to be in shorts, I want you to be scalping, okay? And I want you to be taking profit at these levels. And the levels there are, of course, this one to hold here is 62,457. Failing that, these take profit levels here. I'll zoom in so you can see them. What I'm looking at, 59,531, 58,605, 57,182, 56,350 coming down into this daily buy side imbalance, and then the low volume node inside 55,807. We hope ideally it doesn't go there, but we're prepared obviously in case it does, and we know what the play is to the downside. Now, in terms of the upside, the first thing we need to really look to reclaim is this blue dotted line. This is the 200-week EMA that we discussed yesterday. Turns out the play did happen. We did crash straight down through it. We had some really good trades in the Telegram, although the feeling was quite strange, to be honest. I even joked in the group saying that I feel like this is how OF girls feel, because yes, the money was nice, but deep down in your heart, you knew it was wrong.
Yes.
So really what I want to look for here is reclaiming this 200-week EMA. We also have our low volume node inside here at 68,795. Now, we are seeing some really bullish action already. Now, of course, it's still relatively early in the trading day, but if we do continue to the upside, this is the real key area I'm looking for here. What happens around this zone? If we can break into the red zone, of course, you can see we've retraced off the outer limit, which is, again, guys, why I say the bottom areas of these zones can also be lines. I just don't draw them because then I don't want us to have too many lines. And I know some people get confused with too many lines and seems like it's just nonsense all over the place, but these are also very important. I just keep it to the low volume nodes because this is typically the information that you won't get elsewhere. Anyway, this is going to be key area. How we trade into here, if we do trade into here, if we can reclaim, if we could trade all the way through to the other side here to around 71,696, I'd be massively de-risking there in the short term. And then what we'd want to see here is a hold now of our low volume node and the 20-week EMA and continue to do something like this, eventually. That's what we want to see. That's the bullish reclaim play in the short term. So we've got bearish. If we continue to break down, boom, you've got your levels. If we continue to go up, you've got your levels and you've got the play. There's a lot of money to be made here, guys, either way. So don't fade it. If you've been fading so far and you've not been making money, that's okay. I'm here every day, Monday to Friday. It's been lovely getting the messages off you guys of people that have been following this, people that have been taking the plays, people that have been making 500, 600, a few thousand, even $50 a day. I love to see that because the method works. It just requires being locked in. And right now, the volatility is huge. So either way we go, there's tons of money to be made. But going back to the interesting thing I was talking about, I want to jump into the order flow because this really is the potential banger thesis for today. The most interesting thing is actually this. Very interesting. If we zoom in here on the footprint as well and we take a look, relatively low volume, super low delta, which again we know is our aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers. And we've got low delta here on the histogram, yet there's a big open interest spike. That's telling us that buyers stepped in here, but these were limit orders and it didn't take much volume to move all of this. Somebody doesn't want this chart to go down. This is a huge line of defense, and look where the order hits off. This is our level from yesterday that we put, well, it's the level from the trading view chart, which is our buy side imbalance here at 64,727. Isn't that interesting? Somebody wanted that up from there. Look where we bounced again here earlier on. We bounced here off it. And again, you can go and check this with the lines on Trading View. I just pasted this here yesterday in the trading session so I could have an idea of where it is, because I spend 90% of the time looking at this, looking at the order flow. I don't really care for Trading View when I'm actually trading. Somebody wants this defended. And right now, we're first standard deviation on the VWAP above, about to trade into the daily high and the weekly value area low. And then not far above it, we have our previous buy side imbalance on the daily, which almost aligns perfectly with the monthly VWAP. This is going to be a huge area of interest here. Now, the obvious answer is to look to go short. Possibly some of this position will look to unwind. But I'm very, very interested in this. This is the type of thing you want to see when there's a recovery, or when you're looking for a potential recovery. The only thing that makes me feel bearish is we are still relatively early in the day and we're going into the New York session, which, you know, typically throughout this Asia session at the night, throughout early morning EU, and then sort of this pump into going into New York normally does revert. So if I'm being purely sensible and purely logical, a really high value play could be a trade into this zone, maybe a little reversion around about where our daily high would have been. Most likely use this as support. And then if we do continue to the upside even more from there, we've got our previous day value area high, and then we've got the weekly VWAP. This could be a lovely trade in here. Now, do we then just continue up only from that mode? No, probably this is where we're going to then look to trade our way down and go through the value areas. Again, this daily value area high will not be there then. The value area low will be different, because as the volume comes in, your value area changes. But this is very, very interesting. We as people that are bullish want to see this order get respected. We want to see these people, or this person, whoever it is, we want to see that respected. If we don't, we might see another trade back down to the VWAP. We are very close, and the previous day point of control. This, at the moment, should be our last line of defense. We want to see at this level here, our VWAP, previous day point of control. If we come back down here, we want to see the same again. We want to see somebody go, no, we liked this the first time round, we're getting our entry, now we're going up. We want to see that. From there, if you do see that at the VWAP, I'll be looking to enter long and go with them, because then you've got a banger potential play, at least back into the daily high retest, potentially to this monthly value area high. And then if we do continue ripping, we've got these levels up here. You know, and you're looking at all the way up to 70K here, which is a nice round number for people to get on board with before we look for a retracement. On the contrary, like I said, the signal to the downside is trades into these zones, rejections, potentially this position unwinding, and that position getting, you know, let's say like here, monthly value area high. If we do this, we test higher, but then this order here getting disrespected, and then we start to break down. We don't hold the VWAP. We trade into our previous day value area low. We'll probably look for a hold here, and we continue to do something like this. Okay, and it's as simple as that. You've got your lines on the trading view chart. You've got the breakdown of how I see things going either to the upside or to the downside on the order flow chart. And speaking of the trading view chart here, last thing before we go, this was our 200-week EMA. Look where that's trading into. There is the previous day value area high. I think I already said that, but you got our weekly VWAP. And the best case scenario to the upside is a trade into that weekly VWAP. We come back down, we test, let's say the monthly value area high here, reclaim this 200-week EMA, and then continue to the upside and break on. That's what we want to see for reversal today. However, if we don't and we break down, you know where we're going and you've got the levels. So that's everything. Make sure you join the free Telegram, first line in the description. Make sure you also join the lounge. You'll see that as the pinned message in the channel. We can chat. There's a group for trading majors. There's a group for trading memes and gambles. And yeah, if you've enjoyed the video and you want to see me do this every day, Monday to Friday, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment if there's things you want me to see, give me some feedback. Tell me, Nigel, this video was a banger, or Nigel, I've got zero money and I'm putting in my McDonald's application. Either way, we're looking for everybody to win, and hopefully you do so by joining our community. And other than that, not much to say, except good luck, have fun, and I'll see you in the books.